Hi, I'm Jen from Acadian Accounting Education, and today we are going to practice uploading receipts and bills. So if you would like to grab a copy of the exercise, be sure to click on the link in the description, and let's get started. All right, let's go ahead and upload those items. Now, this exercise is coming from our Level 1 ProAdvisor certification course, which if you would like more information about that course after we go through the exercise, be sure to click on the link in the description. But let's dive in and read through today's scenario. Craig has received a bill from Mahoney Muggs and he has a receipt to enter from Chin's Gas and Oil. Upload both of these to QBO. Now you'll need to be in the advanced version of the sample company to do this exercise. In order to get to that, you would just want to click on this link right here. Now this exercise can be completed in the regular version of the sample company, but you will not have access to the updated AI feature for analyzing receipts and bills. So just keep that in mind. Would recommend doing the advanced version of the sample company. That is what I am in right here. So let's go ahead and get started with the exercise. The first thing that we need to do is navigate to the Receipts tab of the Transaction Center. Now, before we get there, you will need the following receipt and bill handy throughout the exercise. So if you can, go ahead and download both of those items. Once you download the receipt, this is what it will look like. And once you download the bill, this is what it will look like here. So let's get to that Receipts tab. From the left navigation bar, we're going to hover over Transactions and then select Receipts. So the left navigation bar is this black bar here. Hover over Transactions and then select Receipts. All right, so you want to note different options for uploading from this screen. First of all, you can upload by emailing the custom email address provided, which would be here. You can drag and drop. I am going to close out of this. You can drag and drop it here, or you can click on the upload receipts button here. So we are going to actually drag and drop the two files to the blue drag and drop area of the screen here. So you want to find wherever you had downloaded both the receipt and the bill, and then you're going to add it here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring mine up to bring both of these into that field. So once you select both of them, you can just drag and drop it into here and you will see that it is being processed. Now, once it's done processing, you will see the two files in the For Review tab. Which would be down here. You can see that QBO has extracted as much information as it could from the uploaded files to start building the transactions. So if I scroll down here, it has finished updating and you can see it showing right here. But now we want to take a look at each transaction and then make necessary adjustments. So let's first look at the one for Mahoney Mugs. We're going to click on Review next to it. That is the bottom line here, so go ahead and do that. Now, QBO may have a pop-up to log in again. You do not have the password because you are in the sample company. So just close out of it like I just did. As a result, the image of the file will not populate here. This is this is simply a limitation of the sample company. You would typically be able to view the file on the left side of the screen here. All right, so at the top of the screen, you can see that expense has been selected, but we want to change it to bill. So mine actually is showing as a bill. Perhaps the AI tool will sometimes do it as an expense, sometimes do it as a bill. So if you see that, you want to make sure that the transaction type is in fact showing as bill. Now, if I scroll down here, I'm actually going to X out of this so I can see the whole screen. The description is a little bit long, so you can delete the extra information or you can keep the relevant details, or for the purpose of this exercise, just leave it as is. So you can click into this and then just delete what you feel like. So you could do maybe like invoice for bird bath, rubber ducks, and lawnmower plushies. Actually, I could probably just delete that invoice part and just do bird bath, rubber ducks, and lawnmower plushies. That way we still know what is here, but we don't need all of the details that AI brought in for us. Now you want to double check that everything else on the transaction looks okay. You would look at the vendor and the date, which is just going to default to today, which is perfectly fine for the purpose of this exercise, and that the amount is correct as well. So if we look here on the invoice, it is showing as 716. That's what the file says. And that is what the amount is showing here. So everything does look correct. Now, in a real life scenario, you would probably want to create a new account if Craig is selling rubber ducks and plushies, but that is beyond the scope of this particular exercise. You can just leave the category field as is for right now. And that's just for the purpose of this exercise. It's currently saying meals and entertainment, so probably not the right one, but we'll just leave it for the purpose of this exercise as is. So let's go ahead and save and close out of this one. So click the down arrow, select save and close. And now that bill has been saved and it has been removed from this for review tab. So now let's go ahead and look at the Chin's receipt line. So go ahead and click on review. And you may get another pop-up again to sign in, which if you do, just go ahead and click out of that. All right, so now we are going to review each of the fields to confirm the details have transferred correctly. So I'm going to close out of this so that we can see everything. The expense is selected at the top. The payee is showing as Chin's Gas and Oil. The category is showing as fuel. The description is a little bit long, so you can click into it and delete what is probably just leave it as gas, so that it's still whoops, so that it is still showing here in the description, but it's not quite as long as what AI had pulled in for us. Now that the amount is $20. So that all looks correct. Now we need to go back up here in the payment account field. We're going to select MasterCard because if we go back to the receipt, we can see that he paid with his MasterCard. So let's go ahead and change that. And now everything is looking correct. So now we can go ahead and click on the green Save and Close button on the bottom right corner. So go ahead and do that. And now that expense has been saved, and you can see that there are no further receipts to, or images or files, excuse me, to look at here in this For Review tab. But if you went to the Reviewed tab right here, you would see both of the transactions that we just took a look at. And that is how you would upload receipts. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, or you would like more information about that Level 1 ProAdvisor certification course, be sure to click on the link in the description, and I will see you next time.